Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thanks for the panel for being here. And I would also give credit and thanks to our chairman, Chaffetz, for holding this hearing. I think it's important. We cannot be put off by the fact that there's disagreement and diversity of opinion. In our country today, we are very much divided. That has to change. And we have to understand that there are things that we are doing and have done that will promote disunity, as opposed to recognizing the unity that comes in a free people doing free things, and sometimes accepting positions that we don't agree with, but we understand the freedom that this great country, a country established very clearly under Judeo-Christian principles, a Christian nation that afforded more freedom and opportunity for anyone than any other country in the world. Also, I thank the chairman for holding the hearing, because this is an issue we ought to address. I've had the privilege of performing scores of weddings and turning down some weddings of heterosexual couples who didn't understand the importance of marriage and the sanctity of marriage. I've had the privilege of performing the wedding ceremony of a Rwandan and a Caucasian, an American, my daughter and son-in-law, and see that marriage blessed with now an African-American granddaughter, and celebrating what I've always known to be one race, the human race, as God created. Marriage is an important thing. We ought to discuss it. And so I appreciate the panel being here. Mr. Cochran, congratulations on your distinguished record of service, which includes what you have indicated to us, plus the fact of being the U.S. Fire Administrator, as well as the first African-American fire chief for Atlanta, and your work in Shreveport as well. You were initially suspended without pay for 30 days by the City of Atlanta. Had the city conducted a review of any facts at the time it suspended you?
No, they did not. The investigation ensued after I was suspended for 30 days.
So no review beforehand?
No, sir.
Just suspension?
Yes, sir. Without pay.
Without pay.
But subsequently, the investigation cleared me of any discrimination of any sort, and certainly no discrimination against a member of the department who was a part of the LGBT community, and never discrimination against any member of the City of Atlanta who is a part of the LGBT community.
So the City of Atlanta ultimately, maybe after reading the book and looking at your record, found that you discriminated against nobody else?
That's correct. There was an assumption from the outset of discovering my Judeo-Christian beliefs about marriage and sexuality that because of my beliefs, I would have a propensity to hate people who had those sexual preferences and beliefs, or discriminate against people who have those sexual preferences or beliefs. Their own investigation assured that I had not.
In your opinion, what could have happened to you if you self-published your devotional book when you were a federal fire administrator for the U.S. Fire Administration in 2009?
It's hard to say what would have happened at that time, but in my heart of hearts, I believe that if I would have published that book presently as a federal employee, the same circumstances I've experienced in the City of Atlanta, I would experience as a federal employee.
Okay. Regardless of your record?
Regardless of my record.
Ms. Wagner, you've heard some very powerful testimony today from Chief Cochran and others with strong beliefs and viewpoints regarding his outgoing and ongoing real-life experience. Are there other examples that you could share with us today of similar situations to Chief Cochran having their religious liberty infringed upon?
There are numerous examples. At Alliance Defending Freedom, we not only represent Chief Cochran, but we represent a number of other individuals who, at the state level, have been forced to choose between their livelihoods and their religious beliefs, including those that have been sued personally and corporately, having everything they own at issue if they lose. And all of our clients have willingly served everyone. There is not one case we're aware of in the United States where anyone has denied goods or services because someone says they have a particular sexual preference.
That includes institutions and welfare organizations and churches?
Absolutely. Absolutely, it includes those. What is at issue is that we're seeing some laws being used by the government to force people to have to participate in religious ceremonies that violate their religious convictions and have to express messages and create art that violate their core religious convictions as well. I would also note there, not only do we have Solicitor General's comments threatening tax exemptions for religious institutions, we have a number of executive orders that the Obama administration has issued or agency interpretations that threaten that. And then we have a number of foster care and adoption agencies who have lost their licenses, not to mention the American Bar Association's investigation of Brigham Young University's law school, which is currently pending as well, I believe.
Thank you. I yield back.
I think the